Perseus killed Medusa without looking at her. He watched her reflection in a polished shield. One mistake would have turned him to stone. But the Gorgon was not the first victim in his story. Before Perseus could walk, a king locked his mother underground. Then the king sealed mother and child inside a wooden chest. He threw them into the sea. The king believed he had escaped a prophecy. Years later, that same child returned carrying the most dangerous face in mythology. Perseus became a hero because powerful men repeatedly tried to remove him, and every attempt pushed him closer to the fate they feared. The story begins with King Perseus of Argos. He wanted a male heir. Instead, he had one daughter named Danae. Perseus consulted an oracle. The answer destroyed his peace. He would never have a son. His daughter's son would kill him. The king decided to prevent Danae from becoming a mother. He locked her inside a bronze chamber beneath the ground. No human man could reach her. But Zeus saw Danae. The god entered the prison as a shower of golden light or golden rain. Danae became pregnant. She gave birth to Perseus. Perseus heard the baby crying. The impossible child had arrived. The king was afraid to kill a descendant of Zeus directly. So he placed Danae and Perseus inside a wooden chest. He sealed it. Then he cast it into the sea. If they died, Perseus could blame the water and the gods. The chest drifted across the waves. Danae held her infant in the darkness. Eventually, it reached the island of Seriphos. A fisherman named Dictys found them. He opened the chest. He brought mother and child into his home. Perseus grew up under his protection. Dictys had a brother named Polydectes. Polydectes ruled the island. He desired Danae. She did not want him. Perseus had become old enough to protect his mother. The king needed to remove him. Polydectes announced a celebration. He asked the guests to provide horses as gifts. Perseus was poor. He had no horse. Ashamed and eager to prove himself, he made a reckless promise. He would bring Polydectes the head of Medusa. The king accepted immediately. Medusa was one of 3 Gorgon sisters. Stheno and Euryale were immortal. Medusa alone could be killed. Serpents moved through her hair. Anyone who looked directly at her face became stone. Polydectes did not expect Perseus to return. The impossible mission was an execution disguised as heroism. But Perseus had divine relatives. Athena and Hermes came to help him. The exact gifts change across sources. He received a curved blade capable of cutting Medusa's neck. Athena gave or guided him with a polished shield. He also needed objects kept by divine nymphs. These included winged sandals. A special bag would safely hold the head. The helmet of Hades would make its wearer invisible. First, Perseus had to find the Graeae. They were 3 ancient sisters of the Gorgons. They shared one eye and one tooth. As one sister passed the eye to another, Perseus seized it. He refused to return it until they revealed the path he needed. The hero's victory began not with strength, but with controlling what others could see. That pattern continued into the Gorgon's lair. Perseus flew with the sandals. He approached while the sisters slept. The landscape around them was filled with stone figures. They had once been living people. Perseus could not look directly at Medusa. Athena guided his hand. He watched the reflection in the shield. The image reversed the danger. He could see without meeting the fatal gaze. Perseus raised the blade. He cut off Medusa's head. From her body emerged Pegasus, the winged horse. Chrysaor also appeared. They were children of Poseidon, born only when Medusa died. The immortal Gorgons awoke. They searched for the killer. Perseus placed the head inside the divine bag. He put on the helmet of invisibility. The sisters could hear him. They could not find him. He escaped into the sky. The mission was complete. But Perseus did not travel directly home. During the return journey, he saw a young woman chained beside the sea. Her name was Andromeda. Her mother, Queen Cassiopeia, had boasted that she was more beautiful than the sea nymphs. Poseidon punished the kingdom with a sea monster. An oracle demanded Andromeda as the sacrifice. She was chained to a rock and left to die. Perseus saw her before the monster arrived. He negotiated with her parents. If he saved Andromeda, he would marry her. They agreed. The monster rose from the water. In some images, Perseus uses Medusa's head. In other accounts, he attacks with the curved blade from the air. He kills the creature and frees Andromeda. But rescue did not end the conflict. Andromeda had already been promised to another man named Phineus. Phineus and his supporters attacked during the wedding feast. Perseus fought them. When he began to lose control of the hall, he revealed Medusa's head. His enemies became stone. The weapon that had threatened Perseus now belonged to him. He could end a battle with one face. Perseus returned to Seriphos with Andromeda. He discovered that Polydectes had continued pursuing Danae. In some versions, she and Dictys had taken refuge at an altar. Perseus entered the king's hall. Polydectes mocked him. The young man had promised the head of Medusa. Perseus produced it. The king and his court became stone. Dictys became ruler of the island. Danae was safe. Perseus gave the divine objects back. He presented Medusa's head to Athena. The goddess placed it upon her protective breastplate or shield. The face of a defeated monster became a symbol that terrified future enemies. Perseus had survived every attempt to destroy him, but the original prophecy remained. Acrisius learned that his grandson was alive. The old king fled. Perseus did not want to kill him. In some traditions, he traveled to reconcile with his grandfather. During athletic games, Perseus competed in the discus. The heavy disc flew from his hand. Wind or accident carried it into the crowd. It struck Acrisius. The king died. Perseus fulfilled the prophecy without intention. Acrisius had imprisoned his daughter. He had thrown his family into the sea. He had spent years trying to prevent one moment. None of those crimes protected him. The death arrived through a sporting accident. Perseus felt ashamed. He did not want to rule the kingdom of the man he had killed. He exchanged kingdoms with another ruler. Later tradition connected him with the founding of Mycenae. His descendants included Heracles. Perseus became one of the rare Greek heroes who reached a comparatively successful ending. He survived his monsters. He protected his mother. He married Andromeda. He founded a dynasty. Yet his fame depends on Medusa's death. That creates a moral shadow. In the oldest sources, Medusa is a monster. Later stories give her a tragic past. They describe a woman transformed after violence in Athena's temple. Those versions change how the victory feels. Perseus does not know her history. He sees only a mission designed to kill him. Medusa becomes both victim and weapon. Her head protects Danae. It rescues Perseus from enemies. It enters Athena's armor. Even after death, her power serves the people who survive her. The myth repeatedly connects vision with control. Acrisius sees the future and misunderstands how to answer it. The Greeks share one eye. Perseus steals it to gain information. Medusa kills through direct sight. The shield makes indirect sight possible. The helmet makes Perseus impossible to see. Victory belongs to the person who controls the gaze. Perseus is not the strongest hero in Greek myth. He succeeds because he accepts help. Athena guides him. Hermes equips him. The nymphs provide tools. Dictys gives him a home. Danae gives him a reason to return. The polished shield is the perfect symbol for his method. Perseus does not overcome danger by denying it. He changes the angle. He turns a fatal confrontation into a reflection. So remember more than the final strike. Remember Danae in the bronze chamber. Remember the chest moving through the sea. Remember the king who turned murder into a heroic assignment. Remember Andromeda waiting beside the water. Remember Acrisius running from the future. Perseus carried Medusa's head. But the weapon that truly saved him was perspective. He could not defeat the Gorgon by meeting her power directly. He survived by looking at the same danger in a different way. Every enemy believed Perseus would disappear. Instead, he returned with proof of an unexpected truth. The impossible mission had created the very hero it was meant to destroy.